We're live, Jack. All right, hey guys, welcome to today's video. Jack wants to be in it because I'm sitting on my floor, so he thinks I'm playing with him. So I just wanted to update you guys on what is going on, why I did not upload to my channel yesterday, which is my usual upload day and time and stuff like that, and what is happening in my wedding season. So first off, I have weddings like every single weekend except for when I'm going to Scotland for the next foreseeable future. So things are a little bit crazy, and I've been committing myself to basically just editing all of these weddings, trying to stay on top of all of these clients first and foremost. So my paid clients do come first, so that's why I've been slacking just a little bit in the YouTube department, but it's just that crazy time of year. So today's Thursday. I have a wedding this Saturday. It's gonna be great. Hopefully it's not too hot. I know the forecast is like 100 degrees, so we're just gonna swing it. But we have been sharing lots of live behind the scenes footage from our weddings. So I know lots of you guys follow me over on Instagram, but if you're not following me on Instagram, you can see a lot more live behind the scenes, like play-by-plays of these weddings. So anyway, that's a little bitty update on what's going on. So if you guys are watching live, please hop in the chat, say hello, tell me where you're watching from, tell me if you're in the middle of wedding season and you're feeling it too, because I know I'm like a little burnt out, guys, but I'm trying not to be. So the other reason I have not updated and edited a video is mostly because I can't edit right now. So I have tendinitis in my right hand from shooting weddings, and I have to restrict my keyboard usage and stuff like that to paid weddings and stuff like that. So I just decided that a live video would be awesome. That way we can kind of hang out, have a little chit chat. I can update you guys on what's been going on, and I can update you guys on what's happening inside of our Facebook group. So if you're not a part of our Facebook group, you can join it. In the profile here on YouTube, it'll have a little line. It says join the Facebook group. It's called Photo Boss, and it's already been such a resource for so many people. Everybody's just been talking and sharing their knowledge and their experience with each other, and just being really valuable resources to one another. So if you're a photographer and you want more community and more education, join our Facebook group. So anyway, what are we doing now? Let me see if I can get this up. So, okay, Jack is here, I'm here. So one thing that we talked about earlier in the Facebook group that I thought was kind of interesting, and we were just talking about booking clients, the whole consultation process, and how we go about doing that. And I wanted to say that and this is maybe completely random, but in terms of booking clients very quickly, I have found that once I switched over and started using client management software, and it would automatically generate proposals and walk them through those steps so that they didn't have to wait for me to email them back, they didn't have to wait for me to come up with contracts, and they didn't have to wait for all of these things. When I did that, when I took that step and I started a HoneyBook account, I feel like the booking process has literally gone through the roof. It's just been so much faster in general, because what I do is I send the brochure, and in the brochure it prompts them if you want to hear the next step, if you want to know what's going on, or you want to express hey, I'd like to see what this would look like in a proposal, it just automatically generates everything. So I will say that I haven't always been so quick at booking when I was first starting out, but I think part of that was my client management software. So anyway, we were talking about that inside of the Facebook group, and I wanted to mention that on here for you guys as well. And I'll link it, I'll go back and I'll fill in the description section with links, and make sure that you guys have the 50% off code to HoneyBook if you want it. And you can do a 30-day trial, so it's kind of cool, because I know there's a lot of softwares, and some softwares just aren't intuitive for everyone, so it's an easy way to trial it out. So nobody's hopping in the chat today. I'm seeing lots of people hop in and out, but I don't see anyone in the chat. I am curious from you guys what you would like to be seeing more on this channel. So I've gotten a few messages. Actually, the resounding answer from you guys that you want to see more of is behind the scenes. I do have some footage coming up. I can't edit it right now. Like I said, my hand and wrist are suffering from overuse lately, so I can't edit it currently. But the next video that will go live on this channel is going to be behind the scenes footage from a real wedding that I shot in DC. So it's gonna be really great. A friend of mine is a videographer, and I just wanna see if I can get the light to be a little bit better. A friend of mine is a videographer, and he kindly just like did some shots of me behind the scenes while he was doing the wedding in general. So it's actually gonna be really, really cool. I saw some sneak peeks, and it was like the girls getting ready and me doing some of the getting ready, me doing some styling, like family formals, and it's just really cool. So I think what I'm gonna do with the footage is like break it up and talk and show you guys like what lenses I'm using, what pictures I was able to produce, like everything behind the scenes. So I think it's gonna be like a really, really cool series, and it's gonna be real footage from real weddings. So if you're excited for that, give this video a thumbs up, hop in the chat, tell me what you wanna see most. If you're more interested in like the family formals or the posing or seeing the pictures that go along with the behind the scenes, like tell me what you guys wanna see, because I will be creating that very, very shortly, so you guys can be a part of the creation of that. Anyway, beyond that, what else do I have to report to you guys on? Beyond that, I think we are almost to 3,000 subscribers here. And yeah, honestly, I've been focusing so much on the Facebook group that I haven't been on YouTube as much lately. But I am excited that it's still growing at the pace that it is growing. So let me see. I was gonna show you guys some stuff that I've been working on, but I think I'll wait until next time. So anyway, this has just been a quick update, chit chat on what I'm up to, why I haven't been able to edit videos for you guys, and what is coming next. So the next stuff that's gonna come is a whole series of real behind the scenes from weddings. So if any of you guys have questions, feel free to lay them on me, and I will talk to you guys. Maybe my chat is hidden. Chat viewing. Oh my gosh, guys, okay. I legit like cannot see the chat. So if you're in the chat, bear with me for 1 second. Let me change these settings, because it must just not be sharing. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're here and have been putting up with the past 7 minutes of me not being able to see the chat, thank you so much. I can see them now. It was on like super chat only or something really random. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start to answer some of these questions. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can just like clean this off. Okay. Yes, the chat is really finicky today. All right. So Joanna said editing tips for consistency. Okay, so we will cover some consistency, some editing tips. How many pictures do I typically deliver? I deliver anywhere from 50 to 75 fully re-edited pictures per commissioned hour. So depending on how long we're there, we're gonna be delivering like 600 to 800 images for the wedding. Posing transitions, oh yeah, we do lots of that. So flow posing is a huge part of my workflow, and how I'm able to get like a lot of different poses in a very small space or in very limited time. So that's a great idea. I think I have footage of that. I think I'm going to be showing behind the scenes of that. Okay, Nick said, I've been doing photo as well and video, and I think I'm gonna go back to just photo so I can focus on my passion. Do you think it's okay to do both? Yeah, I know a lot of people that do both, and they are successful at doing both, because a lot of times, especially if you do weddings, they're able to like marry the two together to really like package them in a way that works for them to make more money, but then they don't have to compete with a video team. So it's really nice. I've seen people do it, but at the same time, if you feel like you're not able to do both well, or that your heart's only in one of them, I don't think there's anything wrong with transitioning back to doing just still. Okay, let's see, who said what else? We have editing process, definitely like to see more of. Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing is like showing the video of what we were doing, and like you guys can see the behind the scenes, and then showing you guys like what lens I was using, what settings I was using, and then what picture I got. So I'm thinking about creating that on its own, and then in a separate series, kind of like a walkthrough tutorial for Lightroom, if you guys are interested in Lightroom. Okay, I'd love to hear more about your schedule. For example, your day-to-day schedule, how you manage and balance everything. Since you're a Nikon user, back button release, and any tips and steps to do so. So BME Deros, I don't know how to say your name, design and photography. Do you mean like back button focus? I'm not exactly sure what your question is. But yeah, so like my day-to-day schedule, I would like to do like a day in the life type thing. Like if I did a vlog style video that covered like maybe like 3 days or a week, would you guys be interested in seeing like timestamps of like what I'm doing every day, that kind of thing? Because I would definitely make that for you. I just didn't know if anybody would be interested in like knowing what time I wake up and how long I spend on email and when I do my meetings and like time blocking and stuff like that. So I think that'd be a really interesting video for me, but let me know if you guys think that would be fun. So I think I would do like a vlog style day in the life, and then I think I'm gonna do a video on tips for working for yourself and working from home and just like staying focused. Okay, Christine, Joanna, and Karina all said yes. Love that idea, definitely. Okay, yeah, all right, then I'm gonna write that down. So you guys wanna see like day in the life of managing my business. I can definitely do that. What other suggestions do you guys have? Okay, that is officially written down. It's going in the queue. All right, are you going to upload the stream after the stream ends? Yes. It's gonna be super awkward for the first 7 minutes where I can't see any comments, and I can see that there's 11 people here, but no comments. But yeah, I'll upload it, I'd love tips on doing a styled shoot, working on my portfolio, and I think it would be a great opportunity. Okay. So it's weird. I thought I had a video on styled shoots, but I think I just have a blog post. So I have a blog post on my blog right now called like The Photographer's Guide to Styled Shoots, I'm pretty sure. And I am thinking about translating that into a video and adding a ton more value. So I will do that as well. I just think styled shoots are like amazing for utilizing, just getting better at posing, building your portfolio, like everything. It's amazing. So I will give my opinion on them and my tips for them and how to get started with them and all of that in a video as well. Nick asks, how do you stop your 9 to 5 and say you're going full-time with your business? I'm on the verge of doing it, but I'm a new job, new husband, and I don't want to fall into fail. Okay, your comment disappeared. Okay, but I'm at a job I don't like. Okay, that's a great question. So I would say it has to, like, the numbers have to make sense. So you have to know how many bookings you have on your calendar. You have to know how many you need to live, to survive, to pay your business, to pay your taxes, to pay yourself and live. So you know those numbers, you know your break-even numbers, and you know your cost of doing business. So once you're at that point where you have enough bookings that you're gonna be okay for a few months, like you have no guarantees, of course, of how it'll all pan out, but you have some assurance of those weddings coming up, and you know that you're at a point where you can't possibly book more while working that full-time job, and in order to do your side hustle or photography well, you need to quit that full-time job. There's gonna be a leap. There's gonna be that in between. Another tip I have would be to like completely cut back on any non-essential spending. So have as much saved as you can, have as much booked as you can, and have your life be so minimal, like cancel Netflix, get like basic everything just for a few months so that you don't have this pressure of having to buy all these things and like go to Starbucks and eat out and pay for things that are not technically necessary when you really need to be working on getting your business to like sustain you. So keep it like as simple, as clean as possible on your budget line, and then when you're making it, you can start adding back in those niceties, those things that are nice. So that's my short and sweet of quitting your full-time job. Okay, how did you transition into full-time photography? Was it hard? Yeah, I mean, it's like so much work. Nick D, you're welcome. I hope that was helpful. I think you gotta know your numbers. Like you have to sit down and know your profits, know all of what you need to book, what you need to make, have your marketing plan. I think you should work with a coach and have a plan, have a marketing calendar where like you know when you're gonna get published or at least submit. Like you have your hustle ready to go. I think going full time, just to kind of bounce off that question and bounce off Andrea's question, is that it is a lot of work. It's probably more man hours than working a traditional job, but it's different because it's yours. It's your baby. It's something you created, and it's all on you. So it's hard. It's really hard, but I think it's so worth it. And there is the right time to to quit your job. So I'm not saying like, yeah, everybody should just quit their jobs and live off of like love and sunshine, because that's not reality. But there does come a point where you can't do both well. And there is definitely a correct way to transition. And so you do start to feel those growing pains, and it is going to be really, really hard, but ultimately it's going to be so, so worth it. Sorry guys, I'm just getting a bunch of text messages and I'm trying to like get rid of them so I can focus on you guys. Let's see, Karina says, do you use Wedding Wire for attracting clients or other paid ads? I do not currently use any of that. I do use Wedding Wire for collecting reviews. I use The Knot, Wedding Wire, anywhere you can put a free profile. And I encourage you guys, you should have a free profile on every platform. Like if you Google like wedding photography vendors, and there's like platforms that come up like weddinglovely.com, Wedding Wire, The Knot, any of these, if you can create a free listing, you should, because that's like, when they Google you or they say like Karina whatever photography, that's gonna come up. They're gonna be like, oh, she has Wedding Wire reviews, she's on The Knot, this is her website. Google knows. So you're giving Google more of your name and getting more backlinks. So I would say create the free account. I have paid for paid advertising in the past, especially when I was first starting out. I've paid for The Knot. I think I had a short subscription on Wedding Wire as well. But I didn't have as much luck on Wedding Wire. I had a lot more success on The Knot, but I was much more like lower end and affordable, and when I was first starting out. So you have to kind of gauge what kind of clients are they attracting, how much competition is there. So sometimes you get on these platforms and it's not worth giving them like hundreds of dollars a month if you're literally like one of 80 photographers. Like, how are you gonna stand out? Honestly, my advice, take that $100 or $300 a month that literally it costs to be on these platforms, and start sending like personalized or semi-personalized gifts to vendors. Take people out to lunch, talk to planners, like build those relationships, go drive, say, I want to come tour your venue. I want to shake your hand. Like those face-to-face meetings, like are more than money can buy. And a lot of times it does cost a little bit of money to send somebody like a small gift or a canvas, or say like, hey, I'd love to give you a sample album. So instead of advertising on The Knot, you could just take that money and say, I want to send a sample album to a planner or a venue that I'd love to work at. And I really think you might see better returns than just an ad that goes to like everyone. That's just my experience, especially in my market. It's very, very saturated here. Okay. I'd love to see part of your photos with descriptions like settings, lenses, etc. A video of what you really love about the pics and what you would do different. Okay, cool. So like almost like a critique on my own images. I can definitely do that. What I'm going to do with the new footage that I have of behind the scenes at one of my recent weddings, I'm going to post some of the pictures that I've gotten. Like if you're watching me do bride and groom portraits, I'm gonna have like the portrait come up next to it, and I'll make sure I have the exif data there for you so you can see. But I haven't seen all the footage, so I'm not 100% sure what's gonna be covered and what isn't. All right, so Joanna Burns said, sometimes I'm super happy with my work and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm lost as to why my final product isn't consistent. I don't know if there is a way that you shoot or anything, or the way that you shot it. Okay. People always say get it right in camera. How do you know if you got it right? Okay, so I think get it right in camera, really, and this is just my understanding of it, is really more like, you know, don't be like, okay, I'm gonna Photoshop that out. If you see something in the background, just move, or make sure the tree isn't coming out of their head, or fix the horizon line. Like if you can fix something in camera, you're gonna save yourself so much time after. So I think that's what that means. It also means that your exposures, like you're being careful with the exposures, you're being careful with your white balance, stuff like that. Like don't think, okay, it's raw, I'll fix it in post, that kind of thing. I think just being really mindful, like slowing down, like sometimes pretend you're shooting film, pretend it cost $1.50 a shot. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, and then hoping that because it's raw, you can fix it. I think that's what people mostly mean when they say get it right in camera. Consistency can also come down to if you're using presets, if you're changing your look depending on the image, if you're getting carried away. I recommend everybody, if you're shooting weddings, you're shooting at such a volume that it only makes sense to work in Lightroom primarily. So I've was just talking to a photographer. I was doing a mentor session with her 2 days ago, and she was telling me that she was editing all her weddings in Photoshop. And I was like, girl, You don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And that's probably leading to inconsistency because you can't see the thumbnail view. You can't see the big picture and back up and compare images easily in Photoshop. And I think there's a time and a place for Photoshop, of course, but it shouldn't be your primary editing platform if you're a wedding photographer and you're editing at that level, like that volume. So I would say look at your presets, see if you are not using a set tight amount of presets, and consistency can be so many things. So if you send me something like what you're talking about, I would be happy to give you like some more guidance and feedback if that's helpful. All right, Karina, she says, are you going to be doing a workshop? Yes. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. Hop on my mailing list, make sure you're in the Facebook group. Those two platforms will be the first to hear about my educational resources that will be coming out. In the meantime, I have the Facebook group, tons of free education there, and I am doing one-on-one mentorships. So if you're interested in a mentorship, you can email me and we can get you on the books. Okay, great thinking. Pretend you're shooting film slows you down a bit. I like sometimes when I'm like all excited or everything's beautiful and it's not even like I'm nervous, I'm just excited and I want to shoot it all at the same time, but I can't. I have to like slow down and I sit there and I look all around the frame. Like I'm inside and I'm looking through the viewfinder, but look around all the edges of the frame. Make sure you like all of it. Then, because when you're at the